Welcome back to Vulnerabilities. Today we're jumping right into a pretty significant batch of patches from Microsoft.
Yeah, focusing on Azure and Power Apps, four critical ones we need to unpack.
Exactly. And one hit a CVSS 10.0, which always gets attention. We want to look at what these tell us, about cloud security trends right now.
Right, we're talking Azure Automation, Storage, DevOps, and Power Apps. And importantly, Microsoft caught these before any public disclosure or exploitation. Proactive patching.
That's good news, at least. Let's start with that 10.0 then. CVE 2025-29813 in Azure DevOps. Project-level access lets attackers swap pipeline tokens.
That's the gist. Swapping short-term job tokens for long-term ones. The risk, well, it's major privilege escalation.
Across the whole DevOps environment.
Potentially, yes. Gaining persistent high-level access way beyond what they should have. The root cause was apparently how the Visual Studio Updater handled tokens.
Okay, so Microsoft fixed that logic. But it really shows how crucial token management is, doesn't it? Even seemingly limited access.
Can blow up if not handled perfectly. Airtight token management is key.
Okay, moving down the list slightly. CVE 2025-29827, a 9.9 in Azure Automation. Improper authorization this time.
Yeah, another high score.
Got it.
This allowed legitimate users, people already authenticated, to elevate privileges over the network within Azure Automation.
So in shared environments, that sounds particularly risky. Multi-tenant setups.
Exactly. That's where the impact really hits. Even though it needed prior authorization, the potential for abuse for escalating privileges within that shared space is significant. It really underlines the need for, well, super granular authorization controls.
Makes sense. All right, next up, another 9.9, CVE 2025-29972. This one hit Azure Storage Resource Provider via SSRF.
Server-side request forgery. We see this one pop up quite a bit.
We do. What did it allow here?
Here, an authorized attacker could craft requests to essentially impersonate other services or users, spoofing, basically.
So even in core cloud infrastructure, these web-style vulnerabilities are still a major concern.
Absolutely. Input validation, network segmentation, the fundamentals remain critical defenses against SSRF.
Right. And the last one, CVE 2025-47733, a 9.1 in Microsoft Power Apps.
Another SSRF, but the angle here was information disclosure.
Okay, info disclosure. What makes this one stand out, especially for folks using low-code platforms like Power Apps?
The big thing here, no prior authentication was needed.
So unauthenticated attackers could potentially pull sensitive info.
That's the risk. It opens the door much wider. It really highlights that, even with these easy-to-use platforms, security fundamentals have to be baked in from the start. You can't accidentally expose data.
Definitely. So looking at all four DevOps, automation, storage, Power Apps.
Yeah.
What are the big picture takeaways for our listeners who are, already deep in this stuff?
Well, first, it's good Microsoft is catching these critical flaws proactively. That's a positive.
Agreed.
Second, you see these patterns, right? Privilege escalation and SSRF. They keep appearing across different types of cloud services.
It suggests these are persistent challenges.
They are, and it just hammers home the need for really strong authorization models and just relentless input validation everywhere in the cloud stack.
And these were platform fixes, right?
Yeah.
Users didn't need to patch anything themselves. What does that say about shared responsibility?
It's a clear example of the provider side of the model. Microsoft fixed their platform.
But it doesn't let users off the hook entirely.
Not at all. They secure the infrastructure, but you still need to secure your configurations, your apps, everything you build on that infrastructure. Knowing where that line is drawn is absolutely vital.
So yeah, while there's no immediate fire drill from these specific patches for users, they're definitely a timely nudge.
A reminder, yeah.
To think about how these kinds of vulnerabilities, the PREVESC, the SSRF, could potentially show up in your own cloud environments. And are your controls, preventative and detective, actually up to the task?
Precisely. That's the core question to ask yourself.
Yeah.
How are you looking for and mitigating these risks in your specific cloud footprint before they become a major problem? What's your visibility like?
Really crucial points to consider. Thanks for walking us through this deep dive.
My pleasure.
And for everyone listening to Vuln Vibes, stay secure out there.